Hi everyone, Mariah Leal here, author, speaker. I am happy to see that a lot of you watched my video from last week, and at the end of that video I did say that we were going to begin giving you some tips and some snippets out of the book series that I did in order for you, your family, your children, and your new addition or family member already, canine, to have the best life and bonding that you can have. I want to start by saying that I do not cover just getting a puppy from a breeder. I believe in going to a breeder if you really want to know the background of the dog. I believe in rescuing because there's many dogs out there that, because of something we're going to talk about today, not researching and making, split-second choices, you can have a lot of problems. Most breeds have their own rescues as well, and they can really give you a good background on the breed, and preferably on the particular dog that you're interested in. So, to start with, when I was finding out if I was going to be disabled or not, I had increased my research on, updating my veterinary technician courses. I had also, I did have a grooming business before then, and I also did training. So between my knowledge, my hands-on experience, and having a dog myself from the time of being 6 months old, she was 3 months old, so we were just 3 months apart. And I also came from a single parent home where I was a latchkey kid, and I had no siblings. My dog was kind of everything to me. So no matter where you choose to get your dogs, the only thing I do say is please stay away from the pet shops, and because they get most of their dogs from puppy mills, and puppy mills are just breeding factories. These dogs get no care, no love, no exercise, nothing. And luckily they are doing something more about it now. So on to today's subject. Most people don't realize that owning a dog begins before you even bring that puppy home. And the reason I say that is because there are a few things that you need to consider before choosing a dog. Because even if you go to a shelter and get a mixed breed, they will be able to tell you what the dominant breed in that mix is. So if you're the type of family that has a lot of activity, if both parents are working during the week and kids have sports and activities on the weekend, you do not want to get a high activity dog, one that needs a lot of exercise, because they will get bored, they will destroy your home, and unfortunately in those situations most people do wind up returning the dog to the shelter. So we want to stop that from happening. So the first thing you want to look into is activity level. Secondly, you want to look into noise level. If you're in an apartment and you choose a dog that has Beagle in it, or one of the hounds that does a lot of howling and barking, your neighbors may not appreciate that too much. So you want to look at that as well and where you're living. And next thing is size. Axel is a bull mastiff. He's 130 pounds. When he gets sick and needs to go to the vet, we do not get a small, normal size bottle of antibiotics. We get the large size. So you have to realize that having a large dog is going to be more expensive in terms of food, in terms of veterinary care, and anything that needs to be done along those lines. So let's see, we've covered those three. Temperament. There are many dogs in the working group and also sporting group, as well as non-sporting, that are a little more protective, considered a little more of a watchdog than some other breeds. If you're the house on the block where everyone's kids come to play, you have good snacks, you've got the good backyard and all of that, which is really wonderful. There are certain breeds that you might want to stay away from. The Akita is a wonderful dog. I had one myself. She was very loyal, very protective, but not out of control or anything like that. But because they are very attached to their family, and children have a habit of doing high-pitched squeals, fast movements, that to any dog mimics prey. So if you're that house where all the kids are coming, rather than having to lock the dog up all the time to make sure that no accidents happen, not to say that they're going to bite, but you don't want anything negative going on, it would be wiser to look into a different breed. So we have those four things right off the bat. The other thing I want to talk about is dogs like the Bull Mastiff, but also the Bulldog Pekingese that have a face that's pushed in. They kind of look like they ran into a wall. When dogs get warm, they don't have sweat glands like people. So their way of cooling down is panting. Now, if you look at a German Shepherd with a long muzzle, there are a lot of nasal canals in there. And with panting and taking the air in through all these canals, they are able to cool the air before it gets to the lungs. The short-muzzled, or brachycephalic as it's called, dogs with the short muzzle do not have the luxury of those longer nasal canals to cool the air before it gets to the dog's lungs. So that is something that if you own one of these breeds, whether it's a French Bulldog, a Bull Mastiff, Pekingese, there's a lot of them out there. You have to be prepared on the hot summer days. When you're not home and the dog is, you need to have that air conditioning on for the dog, because otherwise you may come home to a dog that has had heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and that's not a pleasant thing to come home to. So these are some things that we want to look at before we even go looking for a dog, whether it be a breeder, a shelter, or a breed rescue. And what I suggest to people is to go on the AKC site, because that is got the standards for each breed and will tell you all the main characteristics that you need to know. The other thing is, do you want to have a dog that you have to take to a groomer? Because that will run into money as well. A lot of dogs are groomed every 4 to 6 weeks. Dogs with hair, as opposed to fur, the hair keeps growing and growing. And if you don't take care of it and you don't keep it knot free and you bathe them, you are going to have big matted mess. And that's why people who watch Westminster on TV fall in love with the breed, but they don't consider what has to go into taking care of that specific breed, whether it be coat, size, and the other things we've talked about. So I suggest that if you're looking for a dog at this point, and the summer is a good time because the kids are home and whatnot, you do your research first. Look at your lifestyle, look at what you have time for, what you have money for, and this way you can get an idea, even if you're going for a mixed breed, what you need to stay away from for your particular lifestyle. And by starting off that way with knowledge and then speaking with the breeder, speaking with the people at the shelter, speaking with those who do breed rescue, you will be able to find out more information. But you need that foundation of researching yourself to find out what type of dog will fit best to your household. And that's all for today. So we will be back next week again with Axel Treat. Axel and I will be here, and we will be giving you some more snippets out of we're starting with the 5-book series, The Adventures of Piper, and giving you information. If you're looking to purchase the books, I will post with the video my website, which is www.mariahleal.com. I will be on Facebook on Mariah Leal Author, and you can also look up Axel's page. It's Axel with 2 X's, E-L, the ambassador, as he's the ambassador to what Piper started with this mission. And I will also be posting this on Instagram, so you can find all my information out, and please take a look. And this is something we need to take seriously, and there's a lot of steps to getting started. So let's start with this one, see how you do. And if you have any questions, just post them under the videos. Okay, so until next week, we will see you, and happy researching. Bye-bye now.